Hug in your knees and relax. Is anyone's leg sore from yesterday? Okay, so we're going to hug in the knees and just stretch out the back. So I picked loads of lilac yesterday when we went walking, and I made lilac syrup, which hopefully will turn out purple. It looks like it's going to be pinkish purple. And I made lilac oil, and lilac vodka. Let's see how that looks. It turns out, I don't know, I didn't have enough vodka, so that might flop. But anyways, I'm going to get some cheap vodka, and I'm going to do it again if it feels like it has worked. This was my test run, so I'm quite excited about that. I've got rhubarb gin stewing. It's been stewing for a week, so hopefully that will be ready soon. I've got a rhubarb cordial. I've got elderflower cordial. Spring has been good to me. Spring has sprung. And feet to the floor. Breathe nice and close to your bum and just take your legs to one side, hold it there. Whew. I think I feel this from yesterday. It's a little bit of a twiggle, and all the way over to the other side. So stretchy today, which we'll do half splits or splits depending on what you want to do. So we'll end up there. And a frog, and hopefully we'll get everything nice and loose, and back to the middle. Okay, slide your one leg down the mat, hug in your left leg. Let's keep to the same side. Squeeze that bottom leg down, so really engage your muscle, squeeze that down, and hug this leg, the opposite leg in nice and close. And before we start, we're just going to release this leg. So you're going to stop squeezing, the leg's just going to jump up a little bit, the knee, and then squeeze it into the floor. And we release both, and squeeze the one leg down and the other one into the floor. So really engaging your leg muscles, and also just flex your foot on the straight leg. Then release and squeeze both. And release and squeeze. Hold it in. Straighten this leg out to the ceiling. Just find a place where it's comfortable to hold this leg. Don't completely straighten it, and just wiggle your ankle. Louis is going to be so bummed. Minion is not going to like the fact that he missed the stretchy class. And just run your legs up that leg, up that leg a little bit. Lift up. See if you can just squeeze it in a little bit more. Don't overdo it. You know you shouldn't overdo it. Just hold on. And take your shoulders down, but hold the leg and stretch that out. Let go of that leg. Keep that above your hip. We're going to flex the foot. Take that leg down about 45 degrees. Straighten that leg out. So extend that leg as much as you can. Squeeze your quads in, and then bring it up with the foot flexed as high as you can. Hold it there. Keep the tummy in, and drop it again about 45 degrees. Really extend the leg. Extend it as much as you can, and bring it up. Keep it extended. So that depends on your flexibility, how high you're going to be able to bring this with a flexed foot and a fully extended leg. Take it down, extend, extend, extend. Keep everything nice and square, navel to spine, and bring it up. Keep it extended. So keep those quads squashed in. Make sure that it extends the knee up, and take it down. And one more time, extend, 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 as far as you can. Hold it there. Now take your leg again. Keep the foot flexed. You can now stretch it a little bit more if you can. Don't overdo it. And just hold. Tummy in, navel to spine, and don't force it. If you force it, it's going to jump back to its original place. So just hold it on where you feel the stretch, but it is not causing you any pain. A slight discomfort is okay, but no pain, no kind of, oh, I have to get out of this position. you shouldn't feel that. So you can just have that, this is not a fun position feeling, but not a, I want to get out of this position feeling. And then just breathe it in. So you should be able, after 30 seconds, to get it a little bit closer, not a lot, once it's eased off. And hug that knee in. Send that leg out to the floor, hug in the left leg, nice and tight. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And we're going to do the same. We're going to release this leg a little bit into our hand, one that you hug in. Plus, we're going to extend the bottom one, flex the foot, extend that knee down, and we're going to release both. And then when you hug in this knee, you extend the opposite leg out as much as you can. If you have tight reflexes, you are going to feel that stretching in that leg that's down. And release both. And squeeze it nice and tight. And release. And squeeze both. Release the bottom leg, keep this top leg hugged in, and straighten it out to the seat and keep it slightly bent. If it's painful, just grab a place where you're comfortable, wiggle your ankle a little bit. And chill out. Okay, we're going to ride up that leg, lift up our shoulders, and just hold that stretch. And kind of feel where it feels like I've got a little bit of a hip issue there. I can feel it, so I'm not going to overdo this one. The other side was fine. And then roll down that leg. Roll down the shoulders until your head touches the floor. And we're going to do the same that we did on the other side. We're going to let go, and we're going to flex the foot. We're going to extend it out about 45 degrees and big extension. And a foot that is flexed, dorsiflexion like so. So the toes are sticking up. And we're going to keep it extended and bring it up as high as we can. Tummy in, your tummy is going to hold you there. Just hold it in place, feel that stretch. The opposite leg can also squeeze down. And drop it 45 degrees, extend that leg as much as you can. And bring it back. And extend it. Hold it there. And take it down, keep it extended, and bring it up. As much as you can, hold it there. And then grab the leg again, relax the foot, and just stretch it out. I'll hold it where the maximum is. Again, wait for it to ease off, and then you can pull it over for a bigger stretch. This side is definitely my problem side. I can feel some pinching going on down at the bottom there. This is also the side of my sore foot. So I think because I've been walking funny, everything in my leg has started to seize. And let go. Slide that leg down the mat. Hands on your hip bones. And just arch your back, lift up your ribs and make your rib boobs. Take a nice deep breath in. And exhale your lower back down, your tailbone up, and your ribs down. And do that again. Arch it up. Inhale and squeeze it in. It's it's like a spinal curl. And again, one more time up. And squeeze it in. Now keep everything squeezed in. And just bring your feet in again. Cross your one leg over your other leg. Squeeze that knee back and just hug in the opposite leg for that stretch, which we do a lot. Just get it in quickly, get it loose, especially if we want to try going into the splits. And just roll it from side to side if you want. A little bit of a massage in the back. Keep your lower back down, so don't lift up your bottom, your back side. I do miss Minion. There's a lot of noise when he's here. I miss that. Squeeze it in, release, switch sides, push this knee back first. This is going to be interesting because this is my soy, and hug the bottom leg in. Yes, this is my troublesome truck. You can roll from side to side. And squeeze it in as much as you can. Keep that knee out. And release. Roll up to seated. And just hug yourself over your legs. Straighten out your back. And roll it back down again. Roll it up. Keep your feet off the floor. Roll it down. Round out the back. Roll it up. Don't, sorry, not keep your feet on the floor. Keep your feet off the floor. And roll it up. And cross your legs. Now we're going to do seated stretches first. So take one leg out and one leg in to the front, and the other one is just bent in. I'll show you this way. Bend in like so, the other leg out, and you can sit back a little bit, and all you're going to do is you're going to extend that straight leg, flex the foot as much as you can. So flex it as far back as you can, and then push this knee into the floor. You can sit back for that. So push it in, release. Push it in, release. And we're just going to do that not a lot, just push and release. And with the last push, keep it pushed in, then come forward. So your leg is still in that quite far extended position. And then you're going to walk over and grab whatever you can, but don't let go of this. This keeps pressing into the floor as much as you can. And you're just going to stretch out that hamstring a little bit. You can even grab your toes, but don't, as soon as you grab it or you can reach it, don't let go of this leg. Keep it squeezed to the floor. It's quite painful in the stretch, so don't go far. You've now got your hamstrings working, your quads working, and it kind of protects your hamstrings a little bit, so you won't be able to go as far down as you would in a passive stretch. So don't force yourself down. Get yourself as far down as you can without pain. Keep flexing. You want tends to let go a little bit, but try not to let go. Keep that dorsiflexion in your foot. Keep that knee pushing down and just hold. And it does ease off, so just give it time to ease off. Roll it up all the way to the top. Now keep that relaxed first, and then we're going to go back to that full extension with the dorsiflexion, and we're just going to walk over our legs where the V is. We've done that before. Just walk into that V, drop yourself down, but keep this opposite foot completely flexed. And that knee pushing into the floor. And lift it back up again. Okay, so the next one, this knee that's been bent in, you're just going to go onto that knee, sit on that knee like so, and take that leg that's been out. Let me just move a little bit so that I don't slip, like so, and you can walk that feet down as far as you can. And you can take this bottom knee out a little bit just to make some space, and you should feel that stretching in your inner thighs. Keep that foot down, and then you can drop your back down a little bit. You can even go onto your elbows if you have that flexibility. But if you don't, just stay on your hands, and you can go down kind of like a push-up, like so. And you should feel that stretching as soon as your torso drops in the leg, that sound. It's kind of a extended or a cheating frog or one-legged frog kind of stretch. So just find that stretch. You should feel it there on this side in the inner thigh. Just find that stretch. Keep the toes looking forward. Press yourself down. And come up to the top. Bring that leg in and switch sides. So the other leg is going out, and the one that's just stretched is coming in, bent leg. And then again, you can sit back a little bit, and all you're going to do is you're going to release and flex, extend that leg. Keep your toes sticking up as far as you can, and release and press into the floor. Now, I don't know, you won't probably notice, but this foot of mine can't dorsiflex as far as the other one is also the sore leg. So that's a little bit something I need to work on. Release, press into the floor. Make sure that you use your quads to do that. They're all working. And then find that extension, the press down, hold that, and then walk yourself over that leg and keep that complete push down of the knee and flexion of the foot as you go down. Try not to look down and dip your back. Try and keep it straightish. So just look forward. That makes the difference. And find that stretch. Flex the foot. Press that leg into the floor. Ooh, this side stings. Hold that stretch. And lift it back up. So you're going into the V again. Keep that flexion. Oh, sorry, I keep saying that. Foot flexion, knee extension, and drop to the middle. Keep your back straight. Keep this leg active. Don't let go. It's quite difficult because you want to just let go quickly, but try not to. And don't go deep into the stretch. So why do we stretch? It's to kind of keep mobility in your joints. So the people who aren't quite flexible, really, really not flexible at all, you get over flexible and then you get not flexible at all. Kind of have limited movement in the joints that crosses the muscles that's not as flexible. So you stretch to kind of aid mobility in your joints and move better. So today I've decided to do a joint mobility aid and lift it up. Okay, you're going to come onto this knee that has been bent in, and the other leg is going to go out with the feet forward and the leg engaged. You can take this knee out a little bit further if you want. And then once you're in that position, you can lean forward slightly, find that stretch. You can let the leg go out a little bit, find that stretch, and then just go down. You can either just go down like so, or you can put your elbows on the floor. That's completely up to you. So find that stretch, extend that leg out. I'm trying to avoid frog, so I thought we'll do it this way, and then we don't have to do frog. And bring it back in. And you are on your hands and knees, just go to the back of your mat. And we're going to go hands and knees, push into a cat, tuck your toes under, downward facing dog, and just walk it out. Get that stretch in. Forwards to plank. Tuck everything in and under, hold the plank. Push back to downward dog. And we're just going to do that 3 times. So every time you go into downward dog, you kind of stick your bum out a little bit. You push your chest to your legs. You drop your heels, and then you go forward, tucking in the tailbone. So you've got opposite motion in the pelvis, tucking in the tailbone, but not dropping it. Back to downward dog, stick the tailbone out. Forwards to plank, dropping it in. And downward dog, pushing it back. You can walk it out again in downward dog. And last time in plank. Hold the plank, you can bring your legs together, zip up your legs. That helps you to keep the height. And we're going to shoulder tap. So you're going to take one arm to opposite shoulder, opposite arm to opposite shoulder, and just shoulder tap at your own pace. Ooh, I'm swaying too much. Back to the middle. Knees to the floor and slide into your cobra. Ugh. Tummy in, tailbone tucked in, shoulders shrugged back, and child's pose. Stretch out your back, bum on your heels and push it back, and then walk your hands forward. Kind of fold double on your legs. So the bum is really going down and the body is walking forward. And then onto your hands and knees again. And we're just quickly going to do that sequence again. That's the only really power up sequence we've got today. Oh, hello, Dal. This is the really power up sequence, the only power up sequence we have today because it is stretchy day. So onto your hands and knees. Tuck your toes under, downward dog. Stretch it out. Push your torso towards your legs, but don't arch your back. And we're going forwards into plank, tucking the tailbone in and back to downward dog, stretching. Forwards to plank, tucking the tailbone in and back to downward dog, stretching. The last time we go into plank, we're going to hold and shoulder tap. Back to plank, knees to the floor, slide into your cobra. Enjoy, open up your chest and back. To child's pose, again, drop your bum down, walk your hands forward, stretch it out. Catch your breath if you're tired from the plank sequence. And then we'll go over to hip flexion. So we haven't overstretched too much, so it might be difficult to go into split. It's not really important to go into a split. So you can do half splits as well, which I'll show you. And then let's see how it goes. So when you're ready, just come up onto your knees. Then put your left foot to the front and just dip into that hip flexion. So first come up on that back leg 90 degrees. Bring that front foot in 90. And just push your tailbone forward. Let your hip flexor stretch because that's usually the one that is holding you back. So let that stretch. Just make sure your knees are okay because we came in from a different angle. So make sure your knees are okay. Tuck that tailbone in. Take your right arm, stretch it over to the left. Make sure you feel that stretch in your waist running down into your hip flexion. And bring it back. Tip it forward and just move this front foot a little bit forward so that you have knee over your foot. And we're going to go back into a half split. So you're walking back, lifting up the front foot, stretching out the front leg. And you can push that leg down into that extension feeling you've got. You should feel this already. So you can stay there, hovering above your leg. Or you can fold your body over your leg as far as you can go. Stay back, or don't drop this back bum, kind of sit on it and do the stretch. Stay up so that you're forced to drop your body over the leg. This way you can also control it. If you're very stiff, you will probably do this, or you will have one arm on the floor and really feel that stretch. So adjust it so that you don't hurt yourself, and fold over that leg, hold that stretch. And walk it forward into that hip flexion. Okay, are you ready? So you can go back and do the half splits again, or you can continue on and see how far you can go down. And I suggest keep your arms on your hands on the mat. Don't take it further than you can. Move your back leg first, back first. Hold that stretch, and then when you're ready, you can move the front leg forward a little bit. Keep holding on. Don't collapse, because you're going to tear off your muscles if you collapse to the middle. So keep your hands there to keep you up. Keep moving that back leg back and see how far you can go. I don't think I can go very far. Also, try and keep that back foot up. So don't turn it so that that foot looks towards the right. It's the right leg that's back. So keep everything looking down and take your time to go down into the split. Don't, under any circumstances, pick up your arms unless you're very secure there, and just hold that. And then fall to the side and bring your legs into the middle. Back onto your hands and knees. Push into a cat stretch. Tuck your toes under. Downward facing dog. Walk it out. Get the stretch in. And we're not going to do the shoulder taps. We're just going to do downward dog to plank 3 times. Nice and slow. Tailbone up. Forwards to plank. Tailbone in. Tailbone up, back. To downward dog. Block the shoulders out. Tailbone in to plank. Tailbone back. Third time. And forwards to plank. Knees to the floor. Child's pose. Okay, let's try the other side. Are you ready? So we're going to take the right leg forward, the left knee back. So do the 90-90 first. Tuck your tailbone in. Make sure your knee feels okay. If your legs is hip distance apart in width, then you won't fall over that easily. Okay, just tuck that tailbone in at the back. Feel that stretch. And then when you're ready, take that top arm, the left arm over towards the right. Try not to arch your back when you do that. Try and keep it nice and straight. And just stretch that out. Tailbone in. Bring it back, hold that stretch. Tailbone in. Just wait for it to ease off. I think with the previous one, I was too fast. Just wait for that to ease off before we go further. It does ease off. Let's see if it makes a difference if we just wait a little bit. Take that arm over again. Stretch. Bring it back, tuck it in, hold. Is it easing off? Don't know. And then dip it forward into your low lunge, and then just move this front foot forward a little bit so that back leg can dip down. And then we're going to go back on that knee first, 90 degrees back, straighten out the front leg, lift up the toes. And again, you're just going to fold over that front leg. You're not going to dip down too far on this back leg. So this is up to you. You can keep it high as long as you feel the stretch. If it doesn't feel right, or you're feeling that something's pinching where it shouldn't pinch, then don't do this stretch. It's not worth it. Hold that. And walk it forward. Okay, let's go. Into that low lunge position. Keep the hands on the mat. Foot sticking down, so don't let it turn. It's easier when it turns, but try to keep it down. And move that back leg back a little bit, as far as you can. And then you can start to move the front leg. Take your time with this. This is my sore leg. I can't go down further than this. Take your time to get into that split. Hold it once you find your maximum. Don't go over your maximum because that's just going to hurt you. So do use your arms to keep you up so that you can play around and feel that stretch. And then come out of that split. Come back onto your hands and knees. Push back to child's pose. Now you know, so I can definitely say that the leg where my ankle is completely shot is the leg that has lost all of its flexibility because I'm walking funny and I'm trying to compensate for the pain, and that whole leg has just seized up. I even have a little bit of knee pain in that leg now, which I never get knee pain. It's not a lot, so I'm not worried about it. But it just goes to show how quickly stuff can change when there's a discomfort in one of the limbs. So I could tell definitely with the splits that the one side is more, more compensating for pain than the other side. Okay, with that said, you can go onto your hands and knees again. You can go into downward facing dog, walk it out again, push it back. We're going into plank again. Okay, 3 times this and then the shoulder taps. Back to downward dog, forwards to plank, back to downward dog. And then what I've noticed is if you take your legs a little bit wider and you go into that plank, when you do the shoulder taps, it's easier to hold your balance because you're pressing into the legs. So forwards into a plank, and then you kind of just shift the weight from one end to the other one, and that keeps you more stable. So shoulder taps, again. Now I'm swaying too much again. Shoulder taps, tummy in, back, woo, to downward dog. There we go. Knees to the floor. And you can sit yourself down on your bum and roll yourself down onto your backs. And we're quickly just going to twist and then we're done after that very, very stretchy class. So take your one leg down, put the foot on top of that and take it over to the opposite side. Keep the opposite shoulder down. And we are going to push it to end range. So that's where your body stops you. No further. And release 30%. And push it to end range. And release 30%. And just keep doing that until you feel everything is starting to loose up a little bit. Don't go further than end range. Don't force that leg down. Keep the opposite shoulder down. And just play with that. You can even close your eyes and do that. Keep the tummy in, navel to spine, and just keep pushing that. Well, pushing, I say pushing, breathing into that space. And you should feel that easing off. And then come back to the middle, switch sides. We're pushing end range again, so opposite leg on top. Take it down into that twist. Again, this is my sore side, and I definitely feel the difference. Shoulder down, knee over, and you're going to push it to end range and release a little bit. Push it to end range and release. And just keep doing that. Close your eyes. Definitely my sore side. It's very interesting. I find it so interesting that one side can be so much more effective than the other one, just because of one little thing. Oh, there it goes. My back. And bring it back to the middle. Hug in your knees, nice and tight. Just get your back nice and stretched out. Try and get your knees to your chest. Roll into a little ball. So squeeze everything in nice and tight so that you're just kind of balancing on a little bit of your spine, and then roll from side to side on that little bit of the spine. You can move around if you feel there's a different place that's a bit sore. Just either tighten the ball or release the ball a little bit so that you can get onto that bit of your spine that is a little bit sore. Massage it by rolling. Stay in your tight little ball. Use your abs to stay there. And we're going to roll up to seated, cross the legs, sit up nice and high. Take a nice deep breath in, and you are released for today. Have a lovely, lovely